Okay, I'm going to go over a couple problems from the homework. I'm going to go over one from the front and a couple from the back. So looking at problem number 4 from the homework, we want to translate the figure 5 units to the right and 2 units up. All right. Pretty self-explanatory. You take each point and you go 5 to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 2 units up. You could also see this this way. So this is another way it could be written. You could see it, T, and since it's 5 units to the right, it would be 5, and then 2 units up would mean a positive 2. So if you saw something and it said translate it under this translation, this would mean the same thing as this, okay? But what you'd have to do is take each point, go 5 units to the right, and go 2 units up. So let's go ahead and do that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so we have a point there. We have, let's do each one. So I'll do E next. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2. And then I, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. All right, so our points are, this is X prime. This is E prime. And this is I prime. Okay, go ahead and write this. Okay, and the vector, if I were to draw it in, it would just be right there. That would be the vector. Right there. All right. So that is number 4. Let's go on back to the back. Do number 9. Now on the back, the directions were to, let me just go to the directions were actually on the back, write a rule to describe each transformation. So if I wanted to write a rule, I just look at my original figure, which is the black figure. My new one is the blue one. On yours, you can tell because it has the prime symbol right up here. So you know that the one with the prime, even though you don't see on your homework, you don't see the different colors, you do see the prime. So that means the one without the prime is the pre-image. The one with the prime is the image. So what happens from U to U prime? Well, you go over to the right, which is positive 1, and then you don't go up or down at all. So the translation would be, so you could write over, move to the right 1 unit, down, or I'm sorry, and that's it, really. You don't even have to say up or down because there is no up or down movement. You also could write it this way. It'd be positive 1 and then 0. That'd be another way to write it. All right. Now looking at number 10, how do you get from L to L prime? Well, you go over to the right 1 and down 3. So I'm going to copy this here. All right, and so up to the right would be, how many to the right? Yep, still 1, and then it's actually going down 3, so it could be negative 3. So that's one way you could write it. You could just write in words, move to the right 1 unit, down 3 units. All right, so here, that is some homework help for you. Okay, now I'm going to go over the extra credit problem. I'm going to have a sheet for you guys to print out, and there are going to be a couple questions on it, and that is actually going to be on my website. So you can actually download that and print that out. And one of the questions is, what must be the case when you're reflecting a point over a line? And I'm going to go through this. Your answer is actually right here. But I'm going to go through a reflection. I'm going to go through a reflection over the line XY. I'm going to reflect this triangle over this line. All right? And two things must be the case. The point and its image must be the same distance from the line. All right? And the points must both be on a line that is perpendicular to the line of reflection. So in other words, if I took this marker and let's just say, you know, I know the distance and I have something that is the same distance, but let me erase that. Get rid of this. Now, these points, right, they might both be the same distance from the line, but they are not both going to lie on a line that's perpendicular to the line of reflection. Okay? So you can't just put the point anywhere. I had students that were saying, well, I'll just put it right here. Well, we need to construct something. So let's go ahead and construct something. So if you follow this, you're going to be helped out on the test also. All right, so what I do to reflect this is, going back, I would go and make a circle with A as my center. Then I would keep my compass the same, and I would make two more circles, putting the compass point on the intersection of the circle and my line of reflection, and I'd make two more circles, one there and one here. All right, so now what we have down here, this point right here, is we have a point that is not only the same distance. So this, I'll call it A prime. This A prime is the same distance from the line of reflection as A is. They are both the same distance. So if I were to take this, go here, and go here, all right, they're the same distance. But not only that, this is actually perpendicular because this is our perpendicular bisector. Right? We've just done the perpendicular bisector to this particular segment. So not only are A and A prime the same distance away from this line, they are also on a line, this line, that is perpendicular to the line of reflection. So when you do it, you have to do that 3 times. So we do it there, and then we have to do it also with C, right? So we make a circle here, and someone's going to be happy when they watch this and then they go and see the test. All right? Okay, messing up now. All right, so now if I want to do C, I have to do the same exact thing. So I have to do 3 circles. Okay, then I do it here, and I do it here, and my C prime is now right here, right? That's my C prime. And then I connect these two, and then I'd have to do the same thing for B prime, which would land me somewhere down here, connect them, and it is reflected. Okay, so that's how you do a reflection. That's how I taught you to do it. All right, now I'm going to take this shape now, and get rid of some of this stuff. No, that's not going to do it. All right. Now, in geometry, the great thing about geometry is that there are usually many ways to do something. So another student, a student in my seventh period class, actually came up with a different way to do the construction. And what he did, now keep in mind, no matter what, if we are reflecting this shape over this line, right, our point, our new point, has to be the same distance from this line, and it has to be on a line that's perpendicular to the line of reflection. I mean, no matter what method you use, that has to be the case. So I want to show you what he did. He actually went and made the center of a circle the end of the line of reflection. So this line we're reflecting over XY, he actually made that to be the center of a circle. Then he put the marker, or the pencil for you guys, he actually put it on A, and he went like this. Then he did the same thing. He made the other side, the other end point of the line segment that is our line of reflection, he actually made that to be, I'm going to have to change this up a little bit. And I'm going to have to do that next part. I'm going to have to do that first part again. Okay, so again, he made the center point. He made the center point the end of the line of reflection. Then he made the other end point the center of a circle that opened up to that same point. And he did that. Then he actually had the point right here. So his point was right here, right? And his A was here, his A prime was down here. So let's put a point there. So his A prime was actually here. So as I was looking at this, I was trying to figure out if this was actually a valid method, because he did it for all three. Then he did the same thing with the second point. He took it and he made the center of a circle the actual end point of the line of reflection, and then he put it on B for the other point, and did the same thing. All right, so he went like this, and then he went on this side. Okay, now he did the same thing. Here I didn't really even have to change the compass size because B is almost right in the middle of my line of reflection. That's why my compass size, my circles are going to actually almost be they're going to be very similar. So my point is down here for B prime. Okay? And it was all good. It worked. So the question was, well, why does it work? So we were looking, and what I said was, okay, let's examine this. So what I did is I examined one of the points and what he did. So I connected, I said, okay, let's make this line and this line. Okay, these two lines that I just made, they are both coming out from the center of the circle, and they are going out to the edge of the circle that is circle Y, with the center Y. So we know that both of these segments that I just drew in are both radiuses, radii. So I know that these are the same length. These are the same length. Now I did the same thing over here, coming from A prime to X, and A to X. Now I want you to think, are those the same length? Well, hopefully you'll notice that they're both coming out from the center of circle X, and they're both going to the edge of the circle, which means they have to be the same length because they're both radiuses or radii. So I can actually do this. Now they're not the same length as these over here, but they are the same length as each other. Okay, so now we have that. So now I want to know what type of shape this is. So I'm going to go to my next page here. And I already have it done right here. And I actually have this shape that I actually took out from here. And actually I had to resize this a little bit, so it's probably a little off right now. All right. Okay, so I took that shape, took it here, so you can look at it by itself. So now, hopefully you're able to download the extra credit worksheet. And so I actually have the same picture here, right? I have the same picture here. Can't really move this one as well. But these are the questions I want you to answer. I want to know, first of all, based on the video, what are the two things that must be true about each one of the points when reflecting a shape over a line? The answer is right on. I already showed that to you. So if you watch the video, you should see that. Then I want you to figure out what type of quadrilateral is AXY A'. So that would be AXY. Actually, I should have labeled it. I should change that here. This should be AX. To go in order, AX, A', Y. So I'm actually going to change that. A', Y. And what type of quadrilateral is this? You're going to have to do some research. I had to do a little research. That means you're going to have to do a little research. After you figure out what type of shape it is, I want you to list the 4 properties of that shape. So list 4 properties of this particular shape when you figure out what it is. Okay? So that's the assignment. Hopefully it's not too confusing for you. So I'm going to see if anyone does it. See if anyone comes up with the answer.